Everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, we say goodbye to the vampire Lestat as we talk about basically season 3, episode 7, which was outstanding. And we understand that hopefully you understand more of the journey of Lestat and his lover Louis and what they mean to each other. A lot of old characters came back. And apparently we have to say goodbye to certain characters that we love. But anyway, we're getting to all of that. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. You can like on the video, you can comment on the video, you can share the video. What did the ending mean to you? What do you want to see next season? How does the Queen of the Damned introduce? We're gonna get into all that. Let's do it.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Iron Panther Presents. We talking facts. Breaking down every scene like you're watching with the cast. Yeah. Iron Panther Presents, we break it all down. Every show, every film, best takes in town. Hit like, drop a comment, let the fan vibe. If you feel what we saying, go subscribe. Hey. Iron Panther Presents, come along for the ride. Like, comment, and subscribe. Keep us live.
We are here to talk to you, and thank you for being part. Sorry we took so long. We were all hell. There you go. Hi, how are you? Thank you for waiting for us. Sorry we are late. I wanted to post with the thing I saw that as of right now, season 4 has not officially been acknowledged. But the show is doing quite well. So there should be. I don't know why it hasn't been done already. This doesn't make a lot of sense. That anyway, I'm canceling AMC tonight because Lestat and Louis, the only reason I watch this particular streaming channel.
Yeah,
so,
it's not allowed on AMC Plus, unfortunately.
I will see them next year. Hopefully next year. If the crew comes back. But anyway, Chris will be here soon. He's finishing up the World Cup final game apparently. But Kim, what did you think overall? Was this a good fitting ending to the season? Did you feel like you learned something? What you got?
I thought it was all theater, to be honest. And it was, don't get me wrong, I loved it, but I still felt like it was all theater. Like it was a long, drawn out way to tell Lestat you suck. Your life sucked. But at the end of it, his life didn't suck because one person truly loved him, and that was Louis. Right? At the end of it, that is the person that loved him. And so he did something right, right? He did something right. So, but I still enjoyed it, even though I really thought it was just all theater. Like to get all the people that he did wrong in the same
Yeah.
room,
Yeah.
get all of his lifespan.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All together, which is great because it's like you're allowing all of these actors to be in the same space
as they
to
say.
say goodbye to their show, basically, right?
Okay. All right.
And I thought that was very nice of the writers to say, you know what, let's have everybody who was involved, all the major people who are involved in this,
Yeah.
be all together, and then they have their own little things that they say because everybody has something to say. Nobody was quiet. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't, I'm just an extra over here. No, you matter because you had something to say, right? So I thought that was really cool. But it was theater. It really was. But even Armand, his cute self, he's just so jealous and so envious of Lestat and Louis. And I loved it. I was like, this is why I love Armand. Like he's charming, he can be kind and he can be ruthless all at the same time, you know? And he's just hurt. He's like, how do you love Lestat more than me? Like, what is wrong with you? And what's wrong with me, you know? So I thought that was really cool. So I enjoyed it. I did. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hey.
So overall, Chris, what you think of the episode? How did it fit with the season for you? And then we'll get into individuals.
Wasn't really feeling the episode. I mean, I like certain parts of it. The acting wise, especially with the whole thing with Armand and Regina. Like I like that part.
But okay.
Yeah, I like that. I like the acting for that. But overall, for the episode, wasn't feeling it. Just me personally. It's like no one was surprised that they're going to get back together, and it's just once again it's just another episode of like, let me explain to you my feelings and how I feel. It's like this whole thing is a whole therapy season. It's just like okay,
Yeah.
we get
Yeah.
it, get it.
Yeah.
Everyone, y'all got hurt. Everybody got hurt, and then now you want other people to hurt because you got hurt.
Yep.
Sorry, like the acting is always great though. I will say this: the acting is always great. I never have anything negative to say about the acting. Is it Sam Riley?
Sam Reed.
Sam Reed, yeah, plays Lestat. He's amazing as always in the show. But I this did not feel like a finale. Just straight up, just did not feel like a finale. Yeah,
that's fair. Terry said the same thing actually. Can't cancel AMC yet. I'm still waiting for the Vampire Lestat concert to drop.
People in New York went to that. There's a lot of people went to it. Yeah,
he's legit touring. He does spot appearances. I mean, he did a Rolling Stone cover. Like they're really treating him like a rock star. And I like four or five of those songs. I was like, I'm on it. Butterscotch Bitch is the name of the song that they were playing. The instrumental when he got himself back up and he's like, I'm the vampire Lestat, like what you gonna do? Like that song's called Butterscotch Bitch. I've been listening to that for a couple of weeks. Like it's a good song. I don't know why they didn't put words to it. I canceled right after I looked at the episode. Like hey, you gotta save that streaming money, damn it. We can't be paying for these channels and don't give us stuff to watch. It was mostly about Lestat's psyche and his failure.
Mm-hmm.
So it was an excellent ending to part one of the Vampire Lestat. And started to hear that Gibby.
I know. I'm going to be on a lonely island on this one. I know, guys. I know.
The Witch's Place scene blew me out of the water. It surpassed my expectations. Is that when they burned? Are you talking about? Is that the Witch's Place?
Yeah, I think that's what they're talking about. Yeah.
I thought it was a fitting ending to the season. It was a lot of stuff happening at one time, once again, and it's dialogue on top of dialogue on top of music, and you're like, it's a mess. But so is Lestat. He is a mess, and we're seeing himself through his eyes. So it's not going to be clear and concise, and you gotta dig through it to be like, who are you, and what, and how did you get here? But it all goes back to your mama. It all goes back to your mama.
Absolutely. That's what I got from it too. It's your mama. Blame mama.
It's all
always mama, right?
I felt like they should. I don't know if they could afford it. They should have played Tupac's "Dear Mama." I felt like
wow.
I felt
it's a
like
lot of money.
But not boys and men's mama.
No, that's too loving. It's like I remember. It's like because he was like, even as a crack fiend, mama, you always with the black.
You always was a black queen, mama.
Yes.
I remember.
Yes.
Hey, I wasn't serious. I told my mom she came to our wedding, and we a son, like a son mother dance, and I said, Mom, I'm gonna play Tupac, Dear Mama when we dance, and she was like, okay. I was like, no, Mom, I'm not gonna do that shit. I play Boys to Men, of course. I'm not gonna do that shit.
Yeah.
But
Tupac, I had my ringtone was Tupac for my mom, so yeah.
But would you have danced?
Well, to my oldest son, that's the ringtone I have for my oldest
that
son.
song, because that song, even though it was a rap song, it ain't like a fast rap song. I could. That song was slow enough. That's not a bad song, you know what I mean?
Chris, I think it depends on the mama.
Yeah, you gotta.
It depends. Like for me, when I hear it, I think of my older son. But for another mom, like my mother would hate it. She'd be like, what? Like, no, absolutely not, because she doesn't like rap. So yeah, I think it all depends on the mom.
Drugs in put money in your mailbox, like say
no,
what?
No.
What are you just
none of that. I'm sorry, we are getting off track.
Yes.
In the stat case, it is 75% damn is his damn mama. No, you're right, but
it is.
He got there though. He got there, right? Like when Magnus is sitting in front of him as his maker, he's like, no, I got two makers. He's like, so you want her at the head of the table? Yes. I need to see her. I need to work it out with her. And notice she defended him, right? Like when they're you failed with the coven, you failed with with the play, and his mother was like, no, like he did the right thing. that wasn't her. Like that was his vision of her.
Of her. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Because so are we? So again, we don't know for sure. So do you? Both of you, do you feel that was the real everybody else, Magnus, or was that all his different interpretations of all those people? Because Magnus is dead. I mean,
I thought
so,
I thought this is his. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no. Go ahead.
I know.
So,
No, I thought it was his. It was I thought it was his interpretation, not necessarily their interpretation. I think this is in his head
okay.
that he's his consciousness. Yeah.
Okay. So this is his Jada, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, like he just said, he knew Magnus all of like 1 week. How in the world is Magnus going to know all that stuff? So yeah, no, it's definitely in his head. It is absolutely in his head. All that stuff, very interesting that they put well, I guess they did a gender swap, but they did, I guess, Antoinette in it. I was like, oh, okay. With that whole thing. But because I don't even think, did they even have her in an Interview with the Vampire? I don't remember.
Yeah, Antoinette. Yeah.
Yeah, did they? Okay, I'm sorry, it's been a minute. Okay.
She like they said, she was his lover when he and Louis were having problems. She was the one that cut off her finger, and that's why they thought she was dead, because he presented the finger, because he said you need to get rid of her. And then she was the vampire that helped him try to survive Claudia's plot to kill him. And then Claudia.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. For some reason, because I remember, well, his character in the book. I could not remember the adaptation of it in the show. Okay. Never mind.
So I thought it was. So the reason. So it wasn't real. It wasn't the real them. It was different parts of his psyche. As I mentioned before, Gabriella in his mind represents the child part of him, or childhood trauma, if you will. The reason I bring it up was Claudia. Mm-hmm. He asked, "Where's Claudia?"
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And like he was truly expecting her. And then Magnus was like, "No, she said I said all I have to say." And basically Antoinette can speak, for this. And I was like, "Oh, are they trying to say that except for TC, who is alive, and Gabriella and Louis, who are alive, the three characters we know who are alive, everybody else, that is their spirit there." That's what I thought, to explain why Claudia had the choice of not showing up. Like she was like, "Nah, I did my part." But if they're all him, if he's talking to himself, then it's like he really said, "No, Claudia said what she needed to say, and I don't need to relive this." Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. If there wasn't a seance scene, then yeah, she would have popped up, or he would have projected her, because in his mind, I would say prior to the seance, he would have probably thought like, "Oh, maybe what we did wasn't as bad or whatnot," until that seance kind of put that to the rest, essentially. Yeah. And but yeah, honestly, yeah, if that seance didn't happen, then Claudia would have been there. Like him, he would have projected her, I would say. Yeah.
So let's play the game. What would his version of Claudia have said in that moment?
Before the seance?
Yes. Well, would she have been like, "Daddy, Daddy Les, he's not that bad of a guy. Fuck you. You had me killed." Like, what would his version of Lestat of Claudia would have been in that moment?
But probably fuck you, but at the same time, probably like, "Fuck you, but I get it. Like you were threatened of me, blah, 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 blah." Basically still trying to somewhat still stroke his own ego. And then, in a way of, but also trying to keep her, the Claudia that he knows her to be, kind of rough around the edges, but not as rough as that seance. You know what I mean? So in the sense of like, if he was being realistic about it, you know what I mean? But because, she freaking hated him. I know the seance, she was like, "Oh, I liked him more." No, that was just to hurt Louis. We all know that wasn't real as far as like, you know what I mean? She just said that just to hurt him, like, just, you know what I mean? No, but she truly hated Lestat's guts. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I don't think Lestat would have probably projected it to be like, like I was like
you said, I get it, right?
I get it, like, "You're my maker," or whatever. Try to soften her up for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
for his ego. Until like that part of his brain is is basically kind of shouting like, "No, you dumbass, that's not how she is," And then she start cackling and start being like, "Nah, fuck you, fuck you, fuck Daddy Lou, all of you." You know what I mean? And all
and I'm out.
and all that
Maybe,
stuff.
maybe she would have stormed out. I don't know. That would have been awesome. Actually, I would. Kim, what do you think?
To be honest, I don't know. I think he would have made her, I don't know, more humble towards him, like more understanding towards him,
Yeah.
you know. Remember she did say what she said to hurt Louis, that Lestat was a favorite, and he would have probably capitalized on that part. Oh yeah, I was your favorite, right? And then made her say favorable things about him, you know.
Okay.
I
So,
think, but because what he knows, that he knows deep down inside that Claudia hated him. He knows it, but he still enjoyed the fact that she was like, I liked him more than I liked you. He enjoyed that because it was a dig, and he likes stuff like that. So I don't know. For me, that's a little bit confusing, but I feel like he would have made himself better than what he was towards Claudia. Because remember, there was times he didn't even want Claudia around. He was jealous of her. He didn't want her there. He was mean to her. He knows all the things that he did, and he knows how Claudia felt about him in the moment that he was doing these things.
yeah.
Because he's her maker, right? So
Yeah.
he knows. Yeah. So I think he just would have lied to himself as far as Claudia.
All right. All right. So we
Yeah.
got two comments. His version of Claudia would have cursed him out the same way she did in last episode. So I think to that point, he knew the fire and strength that she had. And when she first came out raging, he was like, yeah, like when she beat up Merrick, he was like, bring Claudia back. Like I need that vampire here, and they did have a love for killing. Like they did bond, and they had she wrote, we were good until Louis's mom died, until he got that phone call. And then Louis turned, and that turned their family toxic because he was mad at Lestat for taking him away from his family. And then so he was shitting on him, and then he started focusing on Claudia. So then it became this toxic relationship. That Louis knew that Claudia hated Lestat. So Lestat knew that Claudia hated him. He wasn't he wasn't deluding himself with that. Y'all remember what she said in the letter. Yeah, fuck y'all, fuck all y'all. So again, I just thought he didn't delude himself. My bad. No, we get it. And so, but it would have been interesting, but that this episode proved that we are not going to see Claudia as we know her again, because they feel it would take away from last week's episode of like her final, fuck you to y'all, this is how I really feel. And I feel a little kind of bad about it, because I want her to have a happy ending, but not everybody gets one of those. I thought Antoinette was a good reintroduction to the character. It was interesting for her to be there. I didn't understand TC being there though. She is a fledgling, and that actually proves which one of them he turns. I thought his mom did all of them. So he did TC. Why did he do? Because everybody else had true history with him, I guess is my point, and could talk about him extensively. I mean, even and she was just kind of like, hey, boss. Like she really didn't say much. She just kind of was like, kind of co-signed where everybody else was talking about. So I thought that was kind of interesting. What do you think about his ultimate? So the fire scene. What do you think about the fire scene and what that meant? What that did to him? Like, so when she was like, I wanted you to see who they were. Like they being the town, they being his family. Like I want you to see that they're monsters. Like when Gabriella said, that's why I took you to the burning. Like, Chris, was that in the book where he had to go watch the witches burn?
I don't remember. I mean, I remember I remember him being told about witch burnings. I don't remember him actually going to the witch burners. I don't know. I could be wrong. And if it was, it would have been very, very like quick thing. But how I feel about that scene, I don't know. I mean, the fire. I don't know. I don't actually get to me last. Kim.
Okay.
Get,
all right.
I don't know what the.
Kim, did you have any feelings about what he went through, like what that meant to him to have to see the young girls burn? Particularly, he was more impacted by the 9-year-old girls who were killed, and
Yeah, I
what
think it
did
was
that do?
what one of them was Mimi or Amy or something like that.
Yeah,
That I guess he used to play with her.
yeah.
Like that girl used to come to his house. I mean, the mother made him watch that, and I think that's a trauma that he'll have to live with, that he lived with for the rest of his life. Um, and Gabriella was wrong for that. Why would you do that to your child? Why would you make him? Why would she make him see it?
What
Do you know what I'm?
Well,
Huh? Go ahead.
she said, I wanted you to see who they were. Like, and I think she's like, but did you leave or did you stay until you were 30? Like, I think she was like, see the town, not just your family, like see these people and go, like get out of here. But he failed to do so. Like he stayed until he was 30, until he killed the wolves and everything. And
Yeah.
it's so that's what she said. That was her reasoning behind it. And then
for what now? I mean, because
For him to see the witches die, I mean,
well, I'm a little confused by that.
Well, I mean, she to see how evil the people were. Like this town is not. These are not good people. Like the town itself. So I thought it was like her family, like their family. But she's like, look at what these people do. And then go, because she was like, you should have left. You should have left before you were 30. But she was still stuck.
But can you see that as Gabriella being jealous? Because anybody who got close to Lestat, whether it was a child or an adult, she was jealous of, because she wanted Lestat all to herself. And so if the little girl was friends with him, could that be?
I hear you. I don't think that was this particular case, because one,
okay,
because one, they burned the entire family, and he happened to be like, wait, like that, like it connected to him that, wait a minute, we're the same age, you know what I'm saying? And I think like that was that. But she kept on calling him a failure again, because you didn't, like, that was his first failure, I think, from her perspective to him, that you didn't leave, right? Like you were supposed to, I don't know how he was supposed to leave at 9 years old, but at some point you got to get up out of here. And he still stayed. And the witch's place represents his childhood ending. He played with one of the girls and maybe even had a crush on her. His mom was trying to scare him into leaving, but he stayed for her.
I get that. Okay.
She wanted him to be free, but he shackled himself to the one person who cared about him, about him, and then he just wanted love while she wanted freedom. Well, what's up, Chris? I see.
No, I just don't get. I mean, there was a reason why I wanted Kim to go first, because I thought maybe she'll probably have even better insight than because
not today, buddy.
I just mean, like, I just didn't understand it. I understand the words she was saying. It just didn't represent the actions. That's why I really don't understand the saying, like, you know what I mean? Like she wanted him to see these guys are monsters, but it's not what he still became anyway. So I don't understand any of it. And she kind of became one too. So it's like, what are you really trying to say, lady? Like, it's just, I don't know.
It was a misguided effort. But then remember, like they said, he repeated the same parenting, right? Because he did it to Claudia. Stay away from people. Like, it's not good for us. And she's like, no, I'm gonna get Charlie. I'm gonna have a boyfriend. And he's like, burn the body and watch what happens when we get around people. And then it's like, you need to stay. Like I'm trying.
But all of it failed though. It failed when Gabrielle did it, and it failed when Lestat did it. So I don't know.
Not saying it's good.
I just say that's a weird thing for AMC to put in, for that to not really amount to anything. If you get me, that's all I'm saying. Nothing came out of it. I felt like that scene could have been replaced with something else. I hate to just say it like that. To me, that just felt like it was a plot device to add more Anne Rice seasons of other witchcraft stuff. I felt, you know what I mean? I truly do.
I get you.
Because to your point, I actually rewinded it a little bit because I was like, did I miss something? You know what I mean? But it just, because every once in a while the show can kind of get kind of poetic with how they're talking, and then you got to make sure you follow what they're saying. And
yes,
you know what I mean? Because it get a little Shakespearean in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, what is she doing? Like, I don't understand. I mean, I was like, is she trying to show the evils of man? But then she literally did the same thing. So that's why I didn't understand what that message truly was. Was she just a hypocrite? What's happening? What's happening? You know, that was my thing. That's all.
I get you. It's generational trauma at work. And again, so and unfortunately, you know, again, a lot of people repeat their childhood. You know, it's whether good or bad, and sometimes bad because that's all you know. So it's like, what would my parent have done in this situation? You know, and that type of thing. But I think also he went back to the and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I was like, why are you doing this right now? Is that what you heard from the girls? Because then it's like, are we connecting this to Nicholas? Because the same thing happened, right? Like when he thought about how Nicholas fell into the fire, he was like, oh, and I'm like, what does that mean? Like they didn't explain it. I agree that they did not tie these things together. Like, and it was that his own, was that what he heard from the girls? Is that what he heard from Nicholas? I'm like, none of it was a mess. It was a mess. That's why it kept flashing to Lestat making Claudia watch her boyfriend burn, like y'all said. So it's like it's trauma on top of trauma. But then we get to everybody screaming your soul, like they're trying to, he's delving deeper and deeper into what makes him who he is and why he became this. And I liked how he like overcame, like the first he was feeling bad about himself, and he was like, no. This is who I am. After all of that, I'm still Lestat, and damn it, I gotta stand up for me. And ultimately, it's like, if you fail, that means you tried. And he's like, ultimately, I love. Like, it's about, in the end, I tried to love you too, Gabriella and Louis. And when it's all said and done, you are two people I tried to love the best I can, and that's all I can do. I thought. I see you, Chris. What's going on? So,
Chris, you look really thrilled. You look really thrilled.
No, it's just like, let's not pretend that Lestat was not before he turned into a vampire. He was not a bad dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he wasn't a bad dude. And just like pretty much every single person that gets turned, they you know, a part of them lose their soul, like in a sense of like they're not have a great moral compass at first. You know, some of them like over like decades and centuries or whatnot. But I don't. The dude, like even in the books, like Lestat wasn't a bad kid. He wasn't a bad kid. He was like the outcast kid. He tried to prove his worth by fighting some wolves. He fought the wolves. He went with the love of his life to Paris. You know, everything was good. And then he gets kidnapped by Magnus against his will. You know what I mean? It got turned against his will. And then now it's like more like, you are always this monster. No, he wasn't. He got turned into a monster. Like right now, I would say I'm a good person, right? You turn me to a vampire, I that pendulum is going to probably most likely swing. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just, and that's what you're seeing for pretty much every freaking character that gets introduced to this damn show.
You're right. Okay? You're right.
That's just the nature of the beast. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I don't. That's another reason why that would seem just to me was just like what. That's why I gravitate that as much as I can't stand Armand. I loved his scene a whole lot more than some of the other stuff they showed, you know, because not to mention that was a legit, there was some facts that he was bringing on to Louis though. So I will say that. So
all right,
I'll save that.
All right,
so I just watched the scene again, right?
Okay.
And so what I got from it is that what she was saying was she was talking about the entire family, Amy's family, the little girl, right?
Yeah.
But Lestat had you could tell he had like a little crush, and he used to play with her. And the mother wanted him to see that what people around you will do, which is kill you. They killed the family because they said they were witches. And so I get what you're trying to say, that she was trying to make him leave, but at that moment he's 9 years old. So it doesn't make a lot of sense that she's trying to show him that people will do these horrible things to you, because she's reading off what everybody in that family did. All of them, it was a bad family. It's true. Like there was things going on, but the father was like kind of attracted to the little girls. Basically, is what she was trying to say. I guess, sexually. Yeah, and then so I was like, so basically, it's like she was trying to tell him that people are evil and they will do these things to you, and you never know. You should leave this town as fast as you can. But he's 9 years old, so I don't get that. It To me, he wasn't a vampire at this time, and he didn't need to see his little best friend that he had a crush on burned to death with her family. Like that was what are you trying to teach
So
your kid?
not that again. So not to say she did the right thing the right way. So similar, and then he goes back to Claudia, right? Like he's like, what I did to her was
What's
horrible.
wrong? Yeah.
But I was trying to teach her a lesson, like that she was like, no, that we are bad for people, and it's not going to work out for you. And I'm like, and like so,
but that made sense.
But that makes sense because she was a vampire at the time. Claudia is a vampire. He wasn't a vampire at 9 years old, so it didn't make any sense.
Exactly. What Lestat did for Claudia made a whole lot more sense than what that
was. But you asked Claudia at that time, she didn't say thank you, Lou, Uncle Lou, Lestat. I mean, I'm saying,
most kids don't until they get to the age of 30 and like, oh shit, they were right. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so, you know what I mean? I get you. I want to. I'm sorry. I know I skipped a comment about where is it? So I think the only real person that popped up in his head was Paul. I feel like he was actually there to guide Lestat to the afterlife. So what do you think about Paul's reentry? I actually called him Charles from Beauty and Black, to be honest. But I like it's Paul. So Louis's brother coming back at the end. What'd you think of his confession of him actually advocating for his brother? And Kim, what you think?
I thought it was sweet. I did. I liked it. I thought it was really sweet, and I like that they brought that character back, basically to say a final goodbye to him. Because we haven't seen him since like the beginning, right? Like,
yeah, episode
because he killed him, his suicide. So yeah, I thought it was really sweet for him to let him know, yeah, my brother really, really does love you. But just the way that he was raised and the way, the way he was raised by my dad and mom, he just didn't know how to say it, and he could express it more than he could say it. So I thought that was really sweet. I enjoyed that very much.
Chris, did you enjoy that scene? What were your thoughts?
I thought it was an interesting scene. I thought it was cool just kind of seeing him come back. So yeah, I thought the whole scene of him going to like being in front of a concert of everybody who he either killed, turned, or affected, essentially, was legit. So, yeah, I mean, Paul was an interesting choice, I would say, you know what I mean? But we have seen all the other characters. So yeah, that's, and I know that Louis kind of like took that very, very hard when he died. So even more than when his mom died. So, so yeah, so no, I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool.
All right. We got, I laughed at the joke when he said he wished Lestat was a woman, and he said,
"Yeah, that was funny." Yeah,
like, I do too sometimes, and it's like it's consistent, right? Like even if it wasn't the real Paul, and that was his image of Paul, he kept him consistent of what Paul would have said in that moment, right?
Yep.
And I think that if Claudia did not have her final scene as we had last episode, I think he would have picked her. Like you said, like what would Claudia would have done? I think he would have had her being like, "Hey, Uncle Lestat, like it's it's time to go, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's go into the other side together. Like I came back to get you, type of thing." And maybe that's what it would have made him feel good to be like his daughter, despite all the bullshit. Like I understand, and we can go off to the thing. I guess, and then see, let's see. Oh my God, I was tearing up during that scene. I cried too. I definitely think it was actually Paul, since Lestat was dying and seeing the light of heaven. So he gets to go to heaven. Like Lestat
well, they were looking up like that. They will, but this is Lestat's image, right? So and they were looking up, right? The light was beaming down on them.
I thought that light at first was just someone opening up the damn bowling bag.
Bowling bag, yeah.
I was like, oh, that's where that light's coming from. I'm like, because I know that light ain't what I think they think that light is. Like that, no.
Yeah, it's
If they not see no damn angel, it's like y'all don't get to see like no. How do y'all go to heaven and poor Claudia is stuck in hell? No.
Right? Like what?
No,
What?
like-
what? I mean, but then we got they took that right from the books. Minnock, him getting a glimpse of paradise. It was, and again, like you said, it was Paul. When Paul said, again, he can't say I love you. That's not how he does it. But thank you for loving him the way he needs to be loved. Like I can. Not right, not wrong, but that's who my brother is, and you met him where he's at. Like he's a selfish piece of shit, but you still gotta love him, right? like you gotta put up with that bullshit. And he was like, yeah, that's true. But and you know what? Again, when he faced his end, Louis, he was like, I just got to know that he was there for me, right? Like I just got to know that we are soulmates until he said we are connected and you don't even see it, right? Like that's what he said when the man cut his throat. Like he was like we are together, right? And when he looked into and he saw all his fledglings and everybody, he just looked at Louis. He looked like Louis and his mama. He was like, I tried, right? Like it was all said and done, it's you two. But he was like, but Louis is the one I need. And when he popped up after getting his head sewn back on, he was like, where's my man? Hey, Lou, how's it going, bro? I got my head cut off, bro. I didn't have a good day. I was like, we'll get to that. After the concert. But I want to get past that because I love that he finally was able to stand up to his mom, even though it didn't matter because he still did the concert anyway. But he was like, you're a monster and I ain't doing this shit. She's a stage mom. She's a stage mom just using her son. He's like, I'm tired of this bullshit. How did he still get back on stage? I guess that's next season. But I thought that was cool. But anyway, so what's up, Chris? What did you think about the confrontation when it was all between him and Gabriella? Was it progress in this season?
No, because but only because I told you before, I'm getting tired of these two with their scenes. You know what I mean? So mine's a little bit more biased because
all right.
I'm done with these two with their scenes. Like I need Gabriella to go back out into the world and see the world like she's supposed to be doing. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Didn't he told her off like a couple episodes ago too? You know what I mean? And then it says like, how about you like go comfort Alex or something like that? You know what I mean?
Alex, you need to be Alex.
Yeah. I don't know why we're still doing it. It just gets a little bit annoying now. I don't know. At least for me. I don't know. Maybe.
All right. That's fair. That's fair. Hey, Chris, it's a fair and honest review. It's like we want some new stuff. You know?
No, there's a lot. Okay. See. The problem is some of the questions you ask me, it sets me up because it'll be because there are some questions I'll answer where it will be like positive stuff. But you just happen to ask me the stuff that just happens to annoy me, and I'm just
I get no. It's hey, bro.
So guys, I like the show. Okay, it's just some of the stuff I'm just like, ugh. You know what I mean?
I do. Gabrielle.
That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Gabrielle is getting way more screen time than she needed. I mean, I agree.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
I get you. So Kim, what did you think of the final confrontation, if you will, of him and Gabriella? When he was like, "Hey, again, you're a monster. I'm tired. Like, why are you treating me like this?" Type of thing. Was it satisfactory? Do you feel like he's finally able to acknowledge that his mom is the roots of it?
Yeah, jacked him up. Yeah, of course. Yeah, he finally figured that out. That's it. It's always the mom, right?
Yeah.
It's always mom that always jacked up her kids. But no, it's because his mom was so jealous and she was so possessive over this child, and then she made it into something that when it became incestuous, it just made it even worse. Like she was like always, she just had to hold on to him, and it was like you have to let your children go, whether you're sleeping with them or not. Which I know that sounds weird, but whether you're sleeping with them or not, she needed to let him go, and I think that she finally did let him go.
200 years ain't long enough, I guess. Apparently,
I tell you, yeah. Because
like you said, she stopped. She always made her presence known just enough to keep that control over him. Like when,
that's another control. But the control That's how you keep your kid around, is by controlling them, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm your mother, and you owe me your life. I've done everything for you. Mothers say stuff like that all
No,
the
no,
time.
I know.
And I'm
Like this.
like, no, actually, they had nothing to do with being born. You decided to open your legs and get your groove on, and then give birth to them because you have choices. They didn't have to be here, right? So when women do that, it's not right. You're not supposed to control your kids with that. Like, they didn't ask to come here. You chose to bring them here. So no, yeah, you're lucky you're here. No, they may not be lucky that they're here. Maybe they didn't want to be born, and you made a choice for them, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, she just tried to control him. She controlled him his entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that when you do that to your child, they rely on you for everything, even as grown men. They don't know how to be an adult, and they don't know how to be a healthy adult.
Yeah.
That's a problem. And she did that to him. She made him be an unhealthy adult.
An unhealthy vampire.
Yes, unhealthy vampire. Exactly. Yeah.
So we
Oh
get to
no,
the
it's pretty
comments.
healthy. He got the blood of Akasha in him.
Right. You know what? I was
That's a
stop it,
vibe.
Chris. That really got on my damn nerves. It's like, why did you forget my birthday? I got the blood of Akasha. Like, why did you yell at the waiter? I got the blood of Akasha. Like, that's not explaining shit. Like you need to, like, what is wrong with you? Like, and I don't know. Not talking to Paul. I had a feeling that the show would do that. Yeah. And even though Louis's mom thought Paul was in hell, he wasn't. That's true. And Claudia isn't in hell; she was in purgatory. Well, Sam Reed did say she was in hell, her own personal hell, in a place without Madeline. I guess now they're going back and forth.
Well,
The
figuratively, she isn't like purgatory, but she's in her heart, she's in a form of hell. Yeah,
yeah,
because
because
she wants to be with Madeline. Yeah.
the confrontation was funny as hell because Lestat wasn't even calling his mama because it wasn't even calling his mama a monster in general. It was because he just got his head cut off and she still wanted him to get on stage. Him screaming, you go on stage was absolutely like he was a child. Like it felt like what when I think of like Britney Spears, like
Conservatorship,
huh?
conservatorship type stuff.
Yeah, like those child actors who had to deal with the parent who controlled everything, and they finally get to be like, "You're not gonna do this to me anymore." You know what I'm saying? And I get and Michael Jackson, just those kind of things that kind of
Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin, like I have to divorce my parents, like and I hope I thought they were gonna write that into the it was more of an emotional outburst rather than him confronting her about everything she's done to him. To at least me, Gabriella is an expert. Breadcrumber. That's a real manipulation tactic to stay in control. Oh yeah, I guess she gives a little bit to keep him coming back. Like she comes back, kisses him, gives him the draws, then she leaves.
Yeah, breadcrumbs. Yeah, little breadcrumbs. Yep.
She left her scarf, like he said last. You came to my apartment and you left your scarf. Well, I saw you were in coffin and you had a company. And I was like, so you left your scarf? Like I get it. Like I get
It's like leaving panties.
Right. It's like, yeah, I just want to let you know I'm still around, you know what I'm saying, in
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
So a couple things. So again, I want to wrap up with that, and then I want to do Louis. Like I agree with you, Chris. He had a far more complex and unique conversation with Armand, like that final confrontation, which I thought had a lot more meat to it. At least new, not a constant thing we've heard like this whole season. It answers a few questions for me. Lestat is sitting in Canada in his apartment recording his failure albums. So I was wrong. I thought he was like in confinement or something, but we know where he's at as he's recording these albums post the apocalypse that happens. And he takes responsibility for it. To your point, Chris, we discussed this. I thought he was ahead doing this. You can't do that unless you have lungs. So like, no, his body is intact. So I was like, how that was going to happen? But it answered that question. How did these records get done? Like I wanted to know that, even though the concert happened and Akasha didn't come back. And we see the repercussions of it. So what do you think of that final? And where's Louis? Where's Louis as he's sitting up here recording all this stuff? I mean, so Louis is clearly alive. But see, what do you think when you saw the Montreal leveled and everything? Like Is that look like a big battle? Is that in the book? Like, is that?
Well, you talking about when he was? Oh, you talking about when it was like all the vampires knocking on the thing?
No. Post that he's recording and he goes the final scene. He opens the curtain and it's like destruction, just like that. That's what I'm saying. Like that's.
Not completely like that. I mean, really, what it is like it's just more of a he gets attacked. Him, Louis, and Gabriella, they all get attacked by a bunch of vampires. Some vampires are his like fans, but then a lot of vampires just want to kill him, saying, "Oh my god, like you told about everything," you know what I mean? And then the destruction is when some of the vampires just all of a sudden just burst into flames and stuff like that, and stuff gets destroyed and stuff, from Akasha. So I don't know if that was just basically it kind of being like, maybe she's there. I don't know what that was. I don't know. But this show like takes a lot of liberties that even me guessing right now, I know I'm going to be probably completely off.
Okay.
Yeah, no idea. Okay. That's a really good question. I don't know. It's not how it was described in the book, but but whatever.
Like you said, they're doing their own thing right now.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, which is fine. So
when he walked outside in the sun, that's a good point. When he walked outside in the sun to see a leveled Montreal, I was floored. So what did you remember? So when you get to ending, Kim, what did you think about that revelation of like what's to come? I guess if you will.
Was the destruction, because I didn't understand the ending except for I knew that he went out in the sun. He was trying to kill himself, right? That was his ending, right?
No, so in this episode, no, he really goes out there to see like so we
the
can
destruction.
Yeah, like but the fact when she I'm assuming it's one. I'm sorry, when she wrote the sun, it triggered me that it wasn't nighttime. Like he's able to stand in the sun and see all of this, which kind of reminds me of The Strain. Because remember, Chris, did you watch The Strain, Kim?
Yeah,
I did, but I stopped watching it after like season 2. I stopped watching it.
Yeah, I fell off after a while.
It was too much.
It was too much. But there was a point where the vampires launched a nuke to basically cover the earth in enough dust that the sun would not hurt them anymore. And then therefore they were able to walk around like and to a certain extent, like in the daytime type of thing.
Oh, okay.
So I was thinking, is that what happened? Right? Like so the great conversion in this is it's similar to the Strain. Humans realize that the vampires are more powerful than they are, and they come up with some kind of like compromise that, hey, the vampires will rule enough that they will, graze and not just wipe out everyone. So then it's like, but they have to be able to walk around freely. So did they on purpose like cause something to where the earth it has enough shadow or something that they're able to move around in what we would consider the daytime, which is why Lestat is able to stand out there. Like, is that where they're going, with this?
I had no idea.
Wait, you saying for humans to purposely allow the vampires to be able to walk in the daytime, just as a compromise?
Yeah, I don't think the Talamasca went that far, but I think so they acknowledge what Lestat hinted previous episodes, that when his numbers were going up, it was dark money that was causing this. Like the Talamasca has something to do with him being popular, and then then Draglin says, hey, we've been working on this for like a year. Like we've decided that it's so that we want the great conversion to happen. So at some level, the vampires will be in charge to an extent. And then
I think it's just so the queen can awaken and the queen can like possibly just kill off a lot of these vampires, because as he said, there's more vampires being born than there is people giving birth, essentially. So you know what I mean, or they're feeding, you know what I mean. So I feel like it's actually a ploy to essentially to get essentially a lot of these vampires knocked out, like essentially Thanos snapped. You know what I mean? Which at the time they don't realize half of the humans are going to be knocked out as well, or allegedly from her. You know what I mean? But in their head they're thinking, oh yeah, she's like she wanted to get revenge on all these vampires because these people are not supposed to be coming from her, essentially. Like, you know what I mean? It was a mistake of her having fledglings, because essentially it's probably what they're thinking. You know what I mean? And but then that will probably just backfire.
So I because that okay, but this also connects to Daniel. So Daniel when Daniel was confronted by Raglan and his whole crew, and it's like we need the head, we need this concert to happen, like the great conversion is something that we want. So it seems like they, like you said, so like what he said, like grazing enough to save the cattle or something like that. So again, Blade did the same thing, the Strand did the same thing. At some point, like we can work together as long as we can balance out like who's going to be alive and who's going to run what. Also, Danny's supposed to die terribly, which didn't happen. Baby Jinx is supposed to die. There's a whole bunch of people that's supposed to die that Baby Jinx predicted. And as Lestat was telling the story, none of this happened. So I'm assuming all this is going to be next season.
Baby Jinx. So something's supposed to happen with Akasha first before Baby Jinx dies, and that hasn't happened yet. So I'm assuming. So when we get to Queen of the Dam, then you'll most likely get what you're saying. So, because this didn't even end. Ironically enough, as fast as all this stuff happened in the season went through the book, it didn't even do the full crescendo at the very end. You know what I mean? It just didn't do the complete ending. You know what I mean? Which I was like, oh, I was like, man, they're gonna extend this in season 4 now. Like this is what we're doing. So we're doing the first 2 seasons is going to be like Interview with a Vampire, and then the next 2 seasons is Vampire Lestat. And the reason why I say that, even though they're towards the end of the book, as you saw, they're already kind of like they do a full episode that could be pretty much not in the book. So I feel like this is the angle they're going to do, because then they would have been easy. They would have easily ended it with Akasha, and they didn't do any of that. So
I hear you. I feel like they should have. This should have been the concert. Akasha shows up at the concert, and then you're like, wait to see what happens after that. Like that would have been a more interesting cut, because now you're seeing the aftermath, and now it's like, how do we get there? You know what I'm saying? So they kind of but I don't know. So I don't know if they can afford to do that kind of big battle. I don't know. Lestat can date walk just like Armand. He's way younger. But when he walked in the sun in this season, he burned every single time. He survived, but he still burned. At this point, he's standing out there confidently, still looking good while he's looking at all this destruction. So it's not really the same thing. I know they weren't going to cover the concert. A lot happens in that, and new characters get introduced. So probably the first 2 episodes of season 4 is going to be, I guess, the concert and the fight. I thought Akasha was at least going to open her eyes, like, wait a minute, I got to go take care of something. And then I thought we were going to see Akasha.
You know what? Maybe they'll do the premiere. Like maybe the premiere will be that. Just like, a lot of people were shocked how in the new season of House of the Dragons that it ended, like the premiere ended with the Warner, like, oh, that should have been the end of like season 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or HBO had it ready for at the end of season 2, and they decided to put it for the premiere. Maybe that'll be the case here. Maybe they were just like, we need a strong opening for season 4, and they were like, yeah, we're just going to say this. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the route they're going with.
So real quick, I just want to wrap out Daniel. Daniel is outnumbered. He shows his teeth to Raglan like he was about to fight. And I'm like, you ain't. Like, they don't show any of this. So I'm like, do you think he fought? What is Alex? Alex walked in the daytime. What the fuck is Alex? And why is he not talking? And why is he able to
I wanted to know that too. Yeah, Chris, why isn't he talking, Alex? Because I didn't get that.
Alex isn't in the book, so I have no idea. I don't.
Okay. Because Danny was like, he called him slow.
Like, he was like, did he give you the autism gift? Did you get the spectrum gift? I was like, that's Danny, right? Like,
I mean, are we even sure that he's even actually a vampire? He's not just controlled.
He's got him.
No, you saw the eyes. He's a vampire.
That could just be like Armand, like sometimes like getting into his head. Okay. I mean,
well, no. The reason the face I make is because Gabriella made him. Like, even Lestat confirmed that. So there's no question that he's a vampire in that sense. It just seems weird that he's able to walk in the daytime. He ain't saying a damn thing. And I'm like, neither one of these makes sense to me right now. Wait a minute. They're going to keep filling in the blanks. Alex was abnormally. The show isn't done with him at all. See, an anomaly. Excuse me, an anomaly. Alex was an anomaly. The show isn't done with him at all. I think narratively, I wanted Akasha here, but she doesn't actually do anything until Queen of the Damned. I just think season 3 tries to juggle new story of Louis Lestat and set up season 4. I feel like if they're going to be consistent, it should be 2 seasons of the Vampire Lestat. So he's like, his story is not shortened, and then they move on to Queen of the Damned. But like, how much more is left in the Vampire Lestat as a book that we can't just automatically jump into Queen of the Damned?
And this is why, like, if this is the route that they're going to take, where they do 2 seasons of this, that they should have just like taken their time with the scenes with Magnus, Marius, even Nikolai, all of these things. I felt like flesh out a little bit more. You know what I mean? Not rush it. The wolf scene. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like all that stuff. You know.
Yes.
I feel like maybe I'm wrong when I say this. I feel like maybe AMC was possibly maybe afraid that if they don't hit like the big moments, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That their ratings might slip possibly. I don't know. Maybe they're looking at it like that, you know? And that's why they kind of just was like, oh, we got to show the queen here and all this other stuff. And let's show Merrick, you know what I mean? All this other stuff, even though Merrick's not even in the book and Lestat yet. Like we're super early with Merrick, but let's just do it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
all this other stuff is just like, huh? You know, but like, you know, that's my theory. If they do another season of this of Vampire Lestat, then that tells me that they were just trying to like
keep people around.
I feel because like why else? Like because they're already like looking at where we're at in the story compared to the books. Yeah, you're pretty much almost done with the books at this point. So which means the complaints we had as far as like them fleshing out stuff, you could have easily done that. I mean, maybe you could have focused more on the songs first. You know what I mean? Yeah. Do a lot of the songs, and then you know what I mean. What's up?
No, thank you for that reminder. I'm happy they showed us who the black licorice victim was, because I'm like, why are we hearing this song? And I was like, who is this person? And like, you know, and they showed him, like, he didn't talk or nothing, but they acknowledged he's a real person, and he actually happens to have to be black, I guess. So maybe I don't know, maybe he tastes like licorice. I don't know. So I thought it was just kind of cool that they were like, oh, that's the black licorice. Okay, got it. Because Zeno, I was like, who the fuck is Zeno? Like, why are we talking about this dude? Like, I don't know this. I don't know this victim.
Yeah, like I'm over here thinking like, oh wait, was he in the season? And I'm thinking, oh, maybe they're just refilming like scenes as if it was a flashback.
Yeah. Like they redid the Claudia scene with the new actress. I was like, that's disrespectful. That's really disrespectful.
But I mean, I get it. But yeah.
The montage actually included one of the original Claudia scenes. I guess they couldn't afford to redo it, but when they did, I was like, oh, there she is. I was like, they're like, we can't.
Found it. Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I think they gave Alex one of Daniel's book plot points of going mute after Armand turned him. I agreed. So thank you for agreeing. I do think I do think that there will be more the Vampire Lestat in next season for sure. Since this season did well, the next season should be Queen of the Damned. And it's lit. My favorite book.
Actually, I know where they would go. Especially Gio just kind of reminded me with it. Because even though it was in the book of Lestat, they did a nice little portion of Queen of the Damned. I could see them doing like a couple episodes possibly devoted to just the mythology of Akasha and her husband, essentially. You know what I mean? Because there was like a whole thing where Marius kind of giving the story. You know what I mean? So I can see us getting. But then I take that. But then I look at what they did this season. They just chop it up. So as I say that, my mind is like, no, that's not how AMC works.
No, they're not doing that. Just because it's like because you can't have the Louis Lestat love story if we're going back thousands of years to look at. Like, they're not going to do that. Like, they got to keep Louis and Lestat up front. They got to keep Louis and Lestat up front. So that's what it's about. I think. I'm sorry. What you got? All right, so I know I saw your face. I know. Sorry. Okay, so with you. I'm sorry, my bad. With you, let's get to Louis and Armand and Regina and that whole saga. What did you think of that? Of Armand finally confronting Louis the way?
Oh,
The way.
I thought it was. I liked it. I thought it was well done, and it's when that girl was sitting at the table, Regina sitting at the table, and he took the mask off, and she screamed. I was like, I would have probably tried to break my neck trying to get out of there. D- I
I
mean,
would
it's
have
a
passed out.
head,
I would just been
huh?
passed out. I said
Um,
there would be no breaking neck because I would have been on the floor passed out. I was like, he talking, he talking, he talking.
Out, just out.
God, yes, I was like, oh my God. But it was a good scene. It was her mom was just so hurt. That whole thing to me was just like I'm gonna get to the. I know that you're grieving Claudia and that you use this young lady to like replace Claudia. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill her in front of you because I want all the love. You love Lestat, you loved Claudia. What about me? What about me? And when he put the A on Louis over Louis' heart, I was like, you know what? You're just being a messy bitch right now. That that's what you're just being messy. I was like, stop it, okay?
Yo,
But I mean, he was angry. He's jealous, and he did what a woman would do. I mean, no, I know he's a man, but he did what a woman would do, right? I'm gonna tattoo my
my name
initials on your
on
heart,
you.
right?
That's right. That's
Yeah, on
right.
you.
Next time Lestat is licking you, he's gonna know I was there.
Yeah, he's
That's
gonna
right,
see
motherfucker.
that
That's right.
A, that
That's right.
giant A,
Yeah,
and it's me. Yeah.
yeah.
So I I
But
I, I enjoyed it.
vampires do heal, so I don't.
True,
But
But
it's the
true,
like,
thought
very
that
true.
counts. It's the thought. But he dug like Louis
He
felt
dug
that.
deep
Like he was
to
like
make
he
that.
dug
Yeah,
deep in that shit. Like he's like it's. I was like, wow. He's like, this is gonna
it's
be
gonna
here
be
for a
there
little
for a
bit.
minute. It's gonna
Yeah,
be there for a minute. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. But I enjoyed it. I thought that was I actually enjoy. I would say I enjoyed that because it was more condensed and straight to the point than
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
part of it,
yeah,
right? It was
yeah.
more dragged out on the other side. And to be honest with you, a lot of that was confusing, but I mean I got it, but it was a lot of things I was kind of like,
What?
who are you? I don't remember you, and that kind of thing. I had to really think about it. So the only thing I still have I'm not really getting is Danny. What happened to Danny? Like,
So
does
I think
anybody know?
I think he's fine because the way the stat tells his story, like when he was in the early like episode 1 or 2, right? He's like he dies horribly, but it's not now. He's fine. Like he's probably still in the bowling alley, mad that they took Lestat's head, and he'll probably regroup with Armand and be like, "What happened? I thought we had a plan," type of thing. But he goes out later. But somehow Lestat is going to do something that helps Danny because he said Danny helping me with these vampires somehow was payback for what I did for him, but I haven't done it yet. And he was like, "Rrr, rrr, rrr." So I think Danny's fine physically, and he and Lestat will link up again. I guess when the war happens, I think.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think.
But yeah, like, again, I enjoyed the whole thing with Oman. Um, and it was just he's in so much pain. He's just in so much pain, and I felt Oman's pain. But you love who you love,
Yeah.
and I think Louis loved him, but I don't think that he was particularly in love with him. I think he was always in love with Lestat and always will be. But it doesn't take away from his affair or his romance with Armand. They had their time, and then it came to an end. And I think Armand was like, "No, it can't come to an end because I still love you." And so yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. That was a really good scene, and the acting was superb. Like everybody did a really good job.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, Chris. I know this is the only thing you actually liked about this episode. So what did you think about? What do you think about Armand and Louis?
I gotta say, this is probably the best, or maybe second best favorite scene I've seen all season. Of the entire season. First one being the Danny interviewing Lestat and them kind of going back and forth, trading barbs, and then it concluding with him having this interview in his head, and then it was like, no, that one to me is untouchable in my opinion. That one was freaking awesome. And then, but then this is second, because everything, the entire time I was so upset in the previous episodes, thinking like the odds of Louis running into, like, in the same city, finding a doppelganger of Claudia, and then Armand was like, bitch, I set that shit up. I set you up, nigga. Like I said, like I was like, oh. I was like, it was like hearing like Jay-Z on a diss track. Like, okay. I was like, all right, he got him. He got you good. He got you real good. You know what I mean? But then the whole trading barbs with the whole idea of like, I was like, you know, like Louis like switching up on him and saying like, I get it. I was a pimp, and you were pretty much a prostitute. You were in a brothel. Essentially, you putting your trauma on me because of what happened. It's like you sold into a sex slave. You were a sex slave, essentially. You know what I mean? And just the whole idea of trauma, you still can't let that shit go. I just loved it. I just loved every bit of it. You know what I mean? And you could tell Armand was not expecting any of that. Armand, you know what I mean? You know, because you could also tell that Armand technically didn't want necessarily Regina to die. You know what I mean? He wanted to get Louis to the point, right?
Yeah.
To get it where he can kind of confess it all. You know what I mean? And, you know, so, which is why, like, you know, he was trying to get her almost to the point, you know what I mean? And try to prove it by having one of his other followers just essentially end his life, you know what I mean? Essentially. So, now I just freaking love that entire scene right there. And I just love how Armand just kind of essentially kind of unfolded everything. It was like watching, I'm trying to think how to compare this.
I say Usual Suspects.
Yeah,
that was a Kaiser Soche moment.
Yeah, like, it also reminded me of like those Tarantino's film, The Hateful Eight, when it was like you see the reveal at the end. This is what really happened. You know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah, Usual Suspects is a good one too. You know what I mean? Because it's like him unfolding, like the villain essentially telling you how it all went down. You think you won it, but this is really what happened. You know what I mean? And then poor Louis, he's a freaking head bleeding out, and he just has to just hear it all. You know what I mean? And just deal with it all. And then meanwhile, dealing with the possibility of his daughter dying a second time. You know, I know that's not really his daughter, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Yeah. Someone who he cares about, essentially. So, you know, so I don't know. I excuse my French, but I really fuck with that scene. That was awesome. That was that scene by far was awesome. There was other scenes I do like, David. Don't do that.
Well, I'm saying.
I like other scenes. There's other scenes.
I'm just saying, you were like,
I like that long table dining. I like that too. No, this one was just a whole lot freaking stronger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, you know. But and then of course Armand to kind of look at himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And kind of confront his own shit. You know, and why he is the way he is. You know, I only wish that we had some like flashback scenes of Armand, you know, like stuff like that. No, not like going that far, but at least kind of seeing him like being like in ropes, kind of being like sent into like a horrible dude's house. You know, I mean, you know, and then you just obviously use your imagination what happens after that.
I got you.
Stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just you know, that's why I wish we had a little bit more of that so we can kind of really understand Armand. I think that would have probably been the thing that it would have even elevated the scene even further. But you know, but no, I thought it was freaking awesome. It was a great show. As much as I keep saying how annoyed I was with Armand, he kind of he did the damn thing in this episode. So yeah.
All right, let's get the comments. Armand was batshit, but the Regina ploy didn't surprise me whatsoever. Man, I will say Armand wasn't the most strung out ex I've ever seen. Another casualty in the Lestat Louis love story. To your point of the 12 result, like he said, we didn't talk like Louis closed his eyes when he was like, I cannot believe, like, I gave my heart to this Regina and it was all a lie. He's like, I don't even want to see either one of you right now. And even after knowing that, the fact that her possibly being hurt, he was like, give me the paper. Give me the paper. Like, I gotta at least try to save her. Like, even knowing the truth, he was still willing to be like, whatever you want to hear. But then in the end, he's like, this reminded me of Kanan. But actually, so it really irritated me with 50 Cent giving that bullshit narration of the lie can be the truth if you believe it, but also a lie is also like the truth, but it's not a lie if you live it, and we all gonna die. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? But Louis was like, a lie can become the truth if you live it. And I lived this lie of, again, you know, the good Negro, the straight guy. Like, I'm not any of that. And I can't live with you acting like I loved you to the level of Lestat. That is my heart. And you need to find that kind of love. You deserve that kind of love. But I just wasn't it. Like, this it wasn't it. And I gotta be, this is it for me. If I'm going out, I want you to know it's Lestat, buddy. I don't care if you give a fuck where his head's at, where his body's at. That's where my heart's at. Yeah. And I hope you find that kind of love too. And it's like, let's see what you do with it. And he was like, never mind. All right, fuck it. I'll get Regina. Regina ain't coming back. Like, that actress needs to go find a new job because I'm pretty sure she's done either way.
Yeah, she's done. There's no need to bring her back. No.
Right. And as much as I was mad that she didn't get a final scene, I'm happy that this was it. Like, we get a logical conclusion to why we will not see her again. But did you hear her? She was like, no, but I know he was there, but I liked you. Like, no, listen, like, I liked you. She was like, I'm sorry. Like, I felt so bad for her. Like, in this moment, like, he was my OnlyFans customer. Like, I didn't know that was him. Like,
yeah, like he manipulated my mind, but even though he wasn't there, and I'm thinking like, damn, like, and it's true, you know, it's true. Like, he probably infiltrated her mind, you know what I mean, and did a lot of stuff against her own freaking will. You know what I mean?
But I agree with Armand that he was like, she knew how to play the game. Like, when I was like, you're doing too much, she's like, nah, I got him. Like, say, like, I can work this out. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all notice did we talk about her journal? Did we talk about her journal?
No.
Which one? Claudia's or Regina's? What are you talking
Regina's.
About? She had a journal?
Yes. So when she was in the boat, she was taking notes. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she was.
And I was like, why the fuck is she? And I was like, and I thought, is she gonna write her own book? Like, is she doing like, you know, my adventures with the vampire, you know, Lou or something? I was like, why is she writing a notebook? And when he said, I did all this, I thought it was him. Like, I told her to write down what you did and what you said. Not that he couldn't read his mind, but I thought like it was all connected. And that's why, because he was like, what you doing? She was like, oh, no, just, you know, just jot down some stuff. And I was like, is she trying to stay in character or is this more sinister? Like, I was worried about. So that's
would be sinister because Armand could just read her mind. Like, he wouldn't have to do that. I think it was just her trying to understand the character. You know what I mean? Because she's an actress essentially. You know what I mean?
I thought it was going to be more to like he wanted a hard copy journal of their time. You know, like just for his, like if he kills Louis, then he's like, I got memories of it. It's just what I thought anyway. I think Daniel got taken by the Talamasca, and Armand will save him in season 4. All right. The Daniel Talamasca stuff we'll see in season 4 for sure. You are seriously committed to this season 4. Well, the young vampires don't do well in the Queen of the Damned. Akasha had notes. Then we got I know some people didn't like Armand, but I like him as a character because hiring Regina is some next level get back. I would never have thought of going that route.
Oh, don't get it twisted, man. Don't get it twisted. I wasn't a fan of Armand, but that right there, that one was like, you know what? Like what did Snoop Dogg say in Starsky and Hutch? It's like, you know what, Hutch? You went up it's like after what you just did, you went up a notch in my book. I put you at a notch 1. Like Armand goes up a notch. I put him at a notch
one. But I think Louis also was just like, you are a victim, right? Like all the I saw good in you. Like you do have a capacity for something to be good about you, but it happened to you. This is not your fault. And maybe learning what Lestat went through, he can say you're also not a monster. Like you were turned into this. Like you were a good dude. Like when you were alive, like you weren't always like this. And maybe I can see through this bullshit because you were a good person. And maybe he's just trying to see him like that. But that got Armand's hot. Louis said the love of my life was him, and I will not apologize for that. Yeah, he's like, hey, kill me. You saw his eyes start to cross. He was like, I'm going out, but
yeah, like his eyes. I was like, what is this? But it was robotic. Yeah,
that's still. I mean, that's commitment to detail to be like, I'm bleeding to death, but I would be with my man in the other life, I guess, because it ain't with you. I'm just letting you know. He's like, oh shit. Just also again, he's like, Regina, snitches get stitches. So,
yeah,
get about it. So when she said freeze me, right? And she was like, I just want to see how it feels, like whatever. I was like, again, how much time do you have with Armand? How much did Armand control her? Like, or did he just talk to her? Was he like, hey, I got a proposition for you. I got a job. Like, stay right here, because she still was very, very not versed in the powers of a vampire. But Armand can't believe nobody is pressed over that wet and weighty. Lestat likes locks, and Louis likes blondes. Sometimes you like what you like. I'm saying, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? He said, I wanted to be you, only for you. Of course, Armand's stalking ass used Claudia's double against Louis. He plays the wrong
just like he used Alex, against Lestat, and
yes.
Yeah, he's a terrible ex, man. That's the worst ex to ever have. Like, Netflix has that show that show talk about like
worst ex. Yeah.
Worst ex or whatever.
Oh, that show is crazy. Yeah.
Those exes do some crazy stuff. Oman should get his own season. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying,
the worst ex.
like when I watch that and I just think of that Netflix show, I'm like, damn, Oman should be on that list. Like, it's, I'm like, Jesus, dude. Like, see, here's a problem I also have with, and I don't know, maybe this is just how vampires are once you get turned or whatnot. Because I think I said this before about vampires are just some sensitive ass creatures or whatnot. I am sorry, right? I've had like exes who I've like been with for a minute, and then like after a couple of years, like I wish them well, whatnot. And then you get a little bit jealous. You're like, damn, you moved on that quick. Like, you know what I mean? Certain things like that. But can you imagine after fucking 200 years? You still
played the long game. It was a long game.
Like, no. Like, oh my God. Like, I write people off after 1 year. Like, you know what I mean? These guys got 200 years. And it's just like, they're still on. Like,
it's called obsession and stalking. Yes.
But it's like everybody's this. Everybody's this. You know what I mean?
Everybody can't let go.
And that's what makes me think. I was like, I guess vampires, they're just some very sensitive creatures. You know what I mean? Like, starting from the mother, like, you know what I mean? Like most people get their kids' mouth off their teeth after a certain age, and then by the time they're 30 or 40, like 40 is pushing it, but like 40 to like move out in the world at 40, niggas 250 years old, like leave him alone, like, you know what I mean? Like he go, you know what I mean? It's just mind-boggling how like Armand be like, yeah. You get any man you want, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I mean, like, you got Daniel. I know he's a little old, but then Daniel wants you.
But
you know
Armand wants true love. He wants true love. He doesn't want to have to manipulate the person's mind, make them fall. He wants the love that Lestat and Louis have, which is genuine love. Like they no matter what, they will love each other. And Armand has never experienced that, and he wants it.
He wants that crazy, I'm gonna drop you from a 5,000 feet up in the air love.
Yeah.
But
crazy, sexy love.
This dude is 600 freaking years old. This dude is 600 freaking years old. I mean, like, your game must be weak if you can't get like someone who's like legit, like people. It don't even take other people like 20, 30 years to like find someone to obsess over them. bro, come on, dude. Like, you know, it's not like you're not a bad looking dude. Okay, fine. You ain't blonde. Okay, you ain't blonde with blue eyes. You know, all right, fine. You don't look like white Jesus. You know what I mean? Like Lestat, or you know, or the
No,
Gibbs
you actually
brothers.
look like Black Jesus.
Yeah, black, yeah, you know, yeah. You look like the actual Jesus. You know what I mean? So maybe
Exactly.
people
Yeah.
really, you know, but like, you know, fine. You don't look like the Gibbs brothers and the Bee Gees. You know what I mean? But still, it's cool. I just don't know why Armand, bro. Yo, you got this. Like, and yes, I understand he can manipulate people, but Daniel, he ain't manipulating Daniel right now. Like, Daniel really wants them. You know, I don't get it. I just don't. I don't.
Well, also, I don't understand that love story at all. He dropped this dude like 5 times. Like, he whooped his ass over Louis. Like, he's like, is this what you find interesting? I was like, it was Louis who saved Daniel. Like, Louis was like, yo, get yourself together. You're gonna be a great reporter. like you was kind, you was smart, you is important. It's like shh. He's like, okay, thank you, daddy. And then he went out into the world. After that ass whooping, they want you to believe that Armand said he was a good guy. I mean, he did put that bag over that girl's head, but I like him for some reason. So I'm gonna spend the next 50 plus years following this dude. Be like, maybe also, whoa, let's get back to Alex. Like, so does Alex know that Armand killed his brother? Like, are we gonna get to this? Like, are we? Because he helped Armand and Daniel go after Louis and Lestat, but then he helped the Talamasca save them. I'm confused what the hell Alex is about. Like, talk, damn it. Like, I think I'm bringing his brother back.
Lestat gonna probably turn him against Armand. Maybe he'll be able to like go infiltrate Armand's mind and then just see like what really happened. You know what I mean? All this other stuff, you know, and then use that to kind of use him as a bullet to go after Armand essentially, and then Armand's going to stop it like he always does, and then they'll have a sit down, talk about each other's feelings and how both brothers are now dead. Because how each one of them, like, they're all in their feelings when they could just talk about it or get a therapist. Like, y'all too old for this. Literally, y'all too old for this.
You're 100 years old. Like, work this shit out. But again, maybe to their credit or maybe discredit, we know how this all works out. Like, Armand will be fine after the war or whatever. He's missing an eye. Louis will be fine. He's missing a leg, but he's still moving around. Lestat is not accounted for. Gabriella, Daniel are not accounted for, and we already know Daniel dies and Jinx dies because I think she's a vampire now. But I'm like, we still don't know Lestat's ultimate states. But anyway, I don't think Armand cared whether Regina lived or died, but he did use her because he knew that Louis would care. He desperately wanted that apology. These vampires don't go nothing. Don't got nothing else better to do than obsess over niggas.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, what the hell?
Ridiculous. Gibby is right. Lestat fell in love the first night they met. They didn't even meet. He just saw him. Like, he just walked. He was like, "That's the one." He's like, let me kill some priests around here.
Was that dude from Scared Straight to Penitentiary dude about the booty snatch or whatever? He said, I want you. I need you. He said, we could do this the easy way. We can do this the hard way. Which is literally what Lestat did with Louis. He's like, I'm gonna take you in that church. We're gonna get that business. I want that booty.
So it's funny you should bring up the church scene, actually, because they even though they kind of mangled it, I thought they acknowledged why he killed those priests the way he did, because he felt like the church failed him, right? When Magnus took him, he prayed for salvation. Like, where was the God? He's like, God did not show up for me. Like, Magnus had me, he abused me, and then he turned me into this, and God didn't do anything. So he's like, why are you praying to these charlatans? Like, that's why he was screaming at Louis at the time. He's like, God doesn't exist. Like, we're gods. Like, we're the ones, you know. And he's like, and I can give you that if that's what you want. But stop praying to these people. I did, and look what turned out. Well, look how I turned out. So it's like, so he's all fucked up in the head, when it comes to religion. So I just thought they could have tied that up a little bit better. They had a child after 7 years of being romantically involved. Armand is doing everything wrong. Alex most definitely doesn't know Armand killed his brother. Armand probably convinced him that it was Lestat. That's what I thought. Did that bullshit, but that should have been explained, and we should have to wait to season 4 to get that. Hey, Armand did go back and search for Daniel to kill him, but fascinated by him instead. I get, maybe that's what it was, and he was like, you know what, he ain't that bad, and I was like, so I'm like, why are you still fucking around with Louis? It was a lot of things going on, in these messed up relationships. But Armand knew that Louis was using him to get back at Lestat. Like, he kissed him in front of, like, he knew, he said, your punishment is to know I'm with him. That's what he said. And then they wrote off for like 70 plus years. I still say Louis is a sugar baby. He just looking for somebody to take care of him and shit. And he's always find somebody to pay his bills. So I don't know.
Look at him. He deserves it.
Look at that. He's so pretty. Is that what it was?
He's so pretty.
The show is not linear, and that's what I love about it. The Great Conversion was mentioned all the way back in the first episode of the Interview with the Vampire. The show is building up to it. It was mentioned. I remember, like, when Daniel was talking to Fareed in Dubai. I remember, like, that was a thing. Like, and even Armand said, if this book gets out, they're gonna come for Louis. So again, the fact that they didn't show Louis killing the vampires in Dubai, I don't know how much fighting is going to be done, and so I felt like there was things that they did not tie up well this season. Bruce's vampires attacking Lestat was interesting, but it never got tied to mean anything. Like, Bruce did not send those vampires against him, which I thought he did, and Louis not telling Lestat that he killed Bruce should have been a conversation, because, oh, wait a minute, I got attacked by his vampires. Like, that could have been a conversation between these two people that would have tied these scenes together. And this did not turn into anything. I thought that was a waste, of stuff we saw on camera that really didn't mean anything in the big scheme of things, I thought. So Kim, is there anything you saw this season that you thought they could have, did better or tied better or flushed out?
Yeah, that one scene, the one where Danny was fighting with Lestat in the hallway. They didn't tell you really why that happened. What else? I can't. You caught me on that one. I'm trying to.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't.
I'll come back.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay, correct. Chris, do you have anything on top of your head that you like they could have did better or tied together?
Uh-oh.
You really just asked me that. Like,
yeah, man. Come on.
No, I mean,
I got a list. I got a list.
No, I do too. No, all
right. So
I thought my list was pretty much standard almost every episode. But no, people ain't gonna like my list. But everything should have been fleshed out. But again, that's because I don't know. I know I read the book. I know. The wolves. Okay, yeah. So start from the very beginning. Yeah, the wolves should have been spread out. I mean, I said spread out. Should have been fleshed out a little bit more, and why that was significant. As well as just the whole like I know I said the whole thing between him and Nikolai. You know what I mean? And I wanted to see more of them even starting the theater of the vampires. You know what I mean? And that would have given us a chance of seeing the old crew from season 2. You know what I mean? I thought that would be amazing, and and they kind of fleshed out a little bit with that, because if you don't remember the second season, the vampires in that theater was like, oh yeah, Lestat, he's our founders, he's one of our founders. So having that in this, you know what I mean, that him and Nikolai pretty much found it because it was both of them essentially. You know what I mean? That would have been, I think that would have been kind of more efficient, as well as also showing Nikolai actually dying. You know what I mean? Even though they changed that from the book too, but yeah, that I mean, I now watching more of what the scenes are showing with Magnus, I can probably understand why they don't show that much of Magnus, because the way they're portraying Magnus in this, Magnus is really not that he's ever really like a good guy, but it made him really like in the show, like, oh, he's a terrible dude. You know what I mean? And in the book, it was just more of like, hey, look, I'm old and I have favorites and I just want someone to take over my legacy type deal. You know what I mean? So I can kind of understand that. You know what I mean? Even though they said in this episode, the thing in the books is like, hey, you just told me afterwards to spread your ashes. And we're like, oh shit. So they do bring that up. You know what I mean? The whole thing with Marius, I wanted more with Marius because I bet as someone who does not read the books that just watched this episode in particular, and see Marge just sitting at the table, a lot of people would just be like, what the fuck? Why is he there? You know what I mean? Because that would kind of be seen as a little random. If you're going to have Akasha, which you showed like a couple episodes ago of Akasha, if you're going to have her, like, in my opinion, seeing how this season ended, in my opinion, they shouldn't even have showed Akasha at all, in my opinion. Yeah. If that was all they were going to do was just have that flashback, in my opinion, they should never had her. If this is how they were going to end it, save her, save the reveal until the premiere of next season. You know what I mean? If you're not going to show her the finale, that personal choice, personal perspective, in my opinion, because the whole time I was thinking like, all right, we're going to get a flashback of it, but it's clear they're going to be saving all this for season 4. Which, in my opinion, you should never show her in the first place. And then I personally wanted to see the thing with the concert, but if they're going to do another season, I understand what that one comment said as far as them not doing it linear and why she likes it. And I'm fine with it not being necessarily linear at all. You know what I mean? I mean, hell, we saw that with Better Call Saul. You know, that's cool and all. But then at the same time, like, don't throw us up some other random stuff that has nothing to do with anything. You know what I mean? Which I feel like they did too. So so that's it. I know that's a lot. That's a lot. But surprisingly, y'all will be surprised to hear I still like the season. So I still think it's inferior to the first 2 seasons, but that does not mean that. But that also just means I find the first 2 seasons freaking amazing. Okay, I think the first 2 seasons are freaking amazing, and then this 3rd season is just good. So
I got you. They can always double back to basically everything that needs to be fleshed out. The Failures is over 100 albums, I believe. Armand did say he was glad Louis was cheating on him all those years because he could spend time stalking Daniel. I don't know the fuck. Claudia was one. It was the one that told Lestat that Louis hunted down Bruce. But again, that should have been a conversation between those. Once he heard that conversation should have had it before now. I said it before, like that conversation should have had when they got together, especially when he's like, I think Claudia is in this restaurant. Like, let's have a conversation. Like, like I found Bruce, da. Or hearing Claudia bring that up, they should have talked about that. And the scars on the chest, to the conversation about the wolves. I have scars from this. Why did you not like bring this up? Like, why are you like he talked about how Antoinette was downplayed in the book. Okay. But like, you forgot this. Like, how did you not remember this shit on my body? Like, how did you not bring up my mom? I told you she died. Like, there was things that did it rain? Did it rain that night? Like, they keep on bringing that up as a joke. But I'm like, there's serious things in the book that they should have flushed out during the seance. I agree. There's a lot of loose ends, but the showrunners did say that this is an incomplete story. It's part 1 of 2. We can't. But they wasted our time with that fucking band. Like, I'm sorry. Like, D, the woman, or where the fuck, they spent too many scenes of rock and roll band on the road to write off these characters in like 3 minutes of narration. When they're like, okay, now we've got to get down to Lestat and the important characters. You wasted our fucking time when you had background characters, Magnus and Marius, and fucking, you had serious characters to flush out. And I'm like, you got to acknowledge they wasted our time with some of these dumb ass characters, because I don't give a fuck. I can't name anybody on that band except for like TC. I don't give a fuck about TC. Like Larry and all them. I want to see the kids with the Halloween candy. I want to see those kids again. Like I seriously thought Louis and Lestat were gonna hand out candy before they went to the seance. I thought we were gonna get back to that scene because that was cute. But I'm like, fuck that band. Like, fuck that scene with the cop and the whole like, fuck, you wasted our time. I don't know. Marius was the one who labeled Lestat as a failure. And unworthy. That's why he was at the table. Plus, he was the reason. He was the reason how Lestat was even able to drink Akasha's blood. I didn't question. Well, yes, I mean everybody had a place at the table. Right. TC, I just felt TC was like too young to know anything substantial, but she was a fledgling. Yeah, Akasha wasn't in the Vampire Lestat for that long at all, so it made sense that she was a cameo, a teaser for next season. Which I don't know why they haven't confirmed next season. Maybe they're gonna do some Game of Thrones shit, and we're not gonna see next season until like 2030 or something, you know. And I'm like they need to have a better plan. I do agree. I would have given up most of the band scenes for more fleshed out. Yeah, backstories. Yeah, I don't understand that decision. It's a legitimate. Thank you. A legitimate critique. This had to be a mess because Lestat is a mess, and I get that. I get that. We did not need to see as much incest scenes. Like, they made Gabriella a villain from episode 1 to episode 7. There was no complexity to her. There was never a time that we saw her as sympathetic, as a good person. Not one time did I go, well, I can see where she's coming from. And I'm like, that's just a cartoon villain at that fucking point. Like what are we doing with this?
They did a whole lot better with her in the novel than this. I mean, for one, like, because you see her struggles in the book, like from when she first gets turned, one of the things she wanted, I mean, not that they wanted to really necessarily say it, but she always wanted to really kind of, I mean, I guess they slowly kind of said it was like that she always wanted to kind of be a man, essentially. She kind of wanted to be a man. And then one of the biggest struggles, which she never thought she would ever struggle with because she was such a strong character when she was alive, was her cutting her hair because she wanted to be a man, you know. So she would cut her hair, but because she's a vampire and the way it is like how you were right before you die. It's just so she would cut her hair at night, you know, and then in the morning she would get frustrated because then all of a sudden the hair would just grow fully back. And then she went to a deep depression because for the first time ever, she could not really kind of control. She had no control of her life in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that kind of hit deep, even though it's something as small as that. And then so she just kind of traveled the world to essentially kind of just see what else is out there. She, you know, and then I don't know, there was a lot of depth to her. And then I felt like this show they always show her like having this devious smile in the show, and I was just like, "That's not really her, man. Like, why y'all do like?" She's always a villain.
She's always in the back scheming about.
Yeah, and then the incest, and then you're right. The incest scenes was just so over the top. Like, I mean, I know they kind of like somewhat allude to it in the book or whatever, with like passionately kissing and whatnot, but it ain't even like all that. It ain't. So I don't know why they went straight up like Game of Thrones here. It was just
right.
It was just too much. I was like, damn, like Anne Rice didn't even write all of this. Like, you know what I mean? But, you know, I don't know. I don't think they did, out of all the characters, I felt like, as far as Anne Rice characters, I feel like Gabriella is the one that kind of did her dirty, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. And, you know, and I'm gonna side with the women on this and say this because, like, look, the AMC creators were like mostly men, and I noticed as the male characters, y'all doing them right, but what's up with these female characters? Why y'all do them like this? You know what I mean? I feel like I'm watching The Shy again. Like, why? Like this
all the women made bad choices.
I mean, I take that back. Claudia, never mind. Claudia.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Back. I take that back. Yeah, Claudia is a really good character.
Yeah.
Gabriella, why y'all do her like that? Wow.
I don't know, bro. You know what they said? You know what they said? They were like, why are we focusing on the incest instead of the gay sex? Like, why can't they were rather see Louis Lestat go at it than fucking Louis and the Lestat and Gabriella go at it? And I'm like, I don't know why we we got bigger fish to fry. Because apparently
Right.
she came to see him in Louisiana after fucking Louis cut his throat. And I'm like, was that immediately before he went to Paris? Was that when they were in when after before Louis saw him and they reunited in New Orleans? Like, there were more substantive scenes that just happened off camera that would have been better. That would have been, like, and to me, I don't care about the band, but they did serve a purpose. That's all I can say. I say there were a lot of scenes. There was a gratuitous scenes of them just on the road doing drugs. It just didn't go anywhere. Like Baby Jane and I right, Kim, right? Like it
was just showing band life and how out of control everybody became. That's pretty much what it was. Because at first, I mean, the band was normal. They were just normal people. And Lestat was like, "Oh, I'm taking over this band. You're my band now." And then it just showed how they just went bananas, like most bands do. Like they get the money, and then the drugs and the drink and the food, and that's why they kept showing how filthy the bus was. Because at first, you know what I'm saying? Like people just start, they get on the drugs and start drinking, and then they just start destroying things, and that's how bands usually are. So they just really pretty much showed what real band life is like. I don't feel like it was necessary to tell that story because I didn't care. I didn't care about the band. I cared about Lestat, but I didn't care about the band. But I think they emphasized the band a lot more than I needed them to, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like there's more. I'm sorry. So, in to counter my point, just because Gabriella isn't sympathetic in the show doesn't mean she lacks complexity, in my opinion. I get what you guys mean, but she still had that same backstory of being forced to have kids. Yeah, she was a cold person, a bad mother in the books, but an outright villain with devious intentions in the show. I'm not sure how I feel about the change. She went from likable to despicable. Despicable Me. I like that. To me, in the book, she was a non-character who only served Lestat's character / narrative. Probably an unpopular opinion. She didn't even have her own book because Anne Rice didn't like her.
Is that true? Is that true? I mean, is that true? Did Anne Rice really come out and say she didn't like Gabriella's character? Like, I don't know.
Well, she didn't get her own book. I think either way. I think
that's a good point. Pretty much everybody got their own book. Hell, Lestat got 2 books. He got Lestat, he got the Vampire Lestat, and he got Prince Lestat. You know what I mean? Everybody got their own book. You know, what I mean? Omar got his own book. Everybody got. Merrick got her own book. Like who who don't have her own book? Gabriella.
so she was like, maybe we need to acknowledge this. That's not me calling her uninteresting. I'm just saying that her life class personality was always told through Lestat's point of view.
No, you're right. That's a good point.
I also feel like they also replaced a lot of Nikki's importance in Lestat's life with his mom, which I absolutely hate.
That part, that's I never even thought about that, but yeah, this does seem like she was the replacement for Nikki. Ew, I don't know how I feel about that now. I don't like that. But then you know what? I guess in their head though, you can't have a Nikki and have him loving Nikki so much, but then also have Louis. Like, you know what I mean?
I feel like
maybe it's too much. I don't know. Maybe that's the way these guys are thinking and saying like.
Yeah,
because he freaking loved Nikki. That's why it's hilarious to me when he like thinks about the people who he hurt in the past, and Nikki's just always all the way far in the background. I'm like, far in the background? No, he needs to be up front. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just always weird to me. But now that you said that, I wonder it does seem like they're kind of replacing a lot of Nikki's stuff with Gabriella's instead. Yeah.
Or Louis. Louis is the love of his life. So it's like Nikki was on the trail till he found Louis. It's like to your point, like Nikki had a time. He's like, I acknowledge you, but now it's all Louis. It's like if I would have met him before Nikki, it all would have been him. So like I think they separated those two. He put it between him and his mom. I mean, between Louis and his mom somehow. And Nikki's definitely taking more of a back seat in the story. And that's for Luna. I agree to a certain extent for sure. But Nikki isn't Lestat's mama. Lestat left Nikki to be with her canonically. And then I'm leaving certain plot points out, but Lestat left Nikki with Armand in favor of traveling with Gabriella. And so, but it's a very I thought again, we all agree we should have got more of these characters that made Lestat who he was, and it just would have made a better, I think, a more succinct story and a more impelling story. The doppelganger did not have to be there in any way, shape, or form. Like that character was completely unnecessary. And I don't know why that shit.
But he was funny.
But I'm like, if we got to choose, right, of like which one gets screen time.
You mean Lestat's doppelganger? I was thinking like, you talking about Lestat's? Oh
yeah. I was like,
okay, at least with him it was very minimum though. It was very minimum, but I hear you.
Yeah, I guess they wanted Sam Reed to get another paycheck. I guess because he gets to play two characters. But I'm like,
but no, it was also a true thing that a lot of these rock bands or like Cardi B or like all these people, Rihanna, all of them, they all have someone that dresses like them. Even Kim Kardashian does that sometimes. They have someone that dresses like them. They'll have that person get into a car while Kim Kardashian's already gone. Do you know what I'm saying? So that happens all the time. Someone is.
I also think this doppelganger was used so then they could show Lestat walking during the daytime when TMZ snapping photos. So you know what I mean?
True. Right.
Don't look weird, but like this dude only comes out after 8:00. Why? Like you know what I mean?
That's it. Yep. That's true too. Yeah.
But then he. And then then he got shot, and then that wasn't the great call that vampires, which I thought was gonna like turn the world upside down. Like they did kind of like move on from that, but then they killed him. Again, a lot of stuff happened off camera. He was a cute character. I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna choose him and Magnus, let's do some Magnus. So they're like, hey, we only have so many minutes in an episode. That's all I'm saying. Of who gets some more. And like him having sex with Gabriella was unfucking necessary. Like why?
Well, all that screaming and. I was like, oh my God, why am I listening to this?
Right.
It was so annoying. But I will tell you this too, Lestat making that loud horn kind of noise, that was annoying too. Like that, I was like,
yeah.
What is
why?
This? Like this, why? What was that about?
They didn't explain it. So I thought it was when Nicholas killed himself. That's what I thought. And then apparently he did it when he saw the young girls burn at the stake. So again, there's no explanation for, was he mimicking it or that's what he did when it happened? Like, where did the sound come from? What does it mean to him? Like, how much trauma is he experiencing? And I thought maybe it was his reaction when he experiences serious trauma. So seeing the young girls die makes a sound. Saw Nikki die in a fire, he makes the sound. I thought maybe that's what they were trying to do, but they didn't explain it. That's true, but I went from being his that's true, but it went from being his first love to his mom being his first love. Don't shit on the man's Jarda. I was like, but again, it's also similar situation of Luell, Louis' boyfriend. It was cute for the scene. I've watched that scene like 150 times. It was the arbitration scene was outstanding. Like I love that scene. But this whole thing of like, that's my boyfriend and I'm texting him and this bullshit, like this didn't go anywhere because in the end they're sitting on the bench and Louis like, nobody else is gonna want us. Let's just go to get an RV and live our life. You got a boyfriend like who was texting you while I was singing to you. Like
but compared to Lestat. That guy is a booty call.
No, my point that they put effort in. Lestat is the love of his life. That's not what I'm arguing. I'm saying, but they put effort into this silly shit. And in the same episode, Lestat is jealous of the fact that he's talking to the dude. So like, is this gonna go? So like, acknowledge, just to be like, yo, I don't care about him. It's all about you. Let's go and get this RV and make this thing happen. And I thought so like they put some little bit of time into it, and I don't think they should have started with the auction. I think that was a failure because we know too much. We know who makes it out and who doesn't. And so there's no really stakes for Armand and Louis. I am not concerned about Armand and Louis, at this point, because I know, and Raglan, I know what happens to them. So that kind of takes away to me from the. So they could have done it better.
Well, I hear you, but I guess you could argue that that's the case. Then you really can't have Louis interviewing with Daniel in the first season of Interview with the Vampire then too. You know what I mean? I hear you see what I'm saying? Like I hear what you're saying, but
all right,
the whole point of this stuff, like if you majority of these books are always the narrator speaking from present day, talking about what happened in the past.
All right.
But that being said, the auction part, okay, the way it should have probably maybe happened was like Lestat having the albums, but we don't necessarily see Louis or seeing Armand.
Yes.
To your point.
Yes. Yeah. Somehow.
But maybe we hear Lestat's voice at least. You know what I mean? To your point. Yeah.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. If they could a creative way of starting the album, we are hearing the vampire Lestat recite his life, but we don't see that part, right?
Okay. I see what you're saying now. Okay.
Right. So if we could figure out who bought the albums, I'm assuming it's Louis. So but it could be somebody else. But like, if we could get that, then that would kind of tie it together. Anyway, to wrap this up, I know we've been doing this for a little bit. I'm sorry. Lemuel might get a bigger role if they decide to bring Moses back. That's just my wishful thinking. But yeah, Lim was a glorified booty call for sure. He mostly showed how Louis cannot move on without another man. I'm gonna be Lestat every time. Louis pretends to want this casual type of relationship, but he goes right back to crazy hurricane love. It's like Scandal, right? It's like, I need that crazy painful love. I'm like, girl, you need therapy. That's what you fucking need. Like, and Daniel called it. You need therapy, Louis. Like that's what you need. Like you look like someone who lost a boy and a friend in battle, and that's what you need right now, son. I agree, and that also made the cliffhanger of last episode hold no weight because we know that they're gonna survive. That's they as in Louis and Lestat at least from their beheadings. Which again, I didn't see Louis coming. Lestat was on him. Anyway, all right. Any final words for this or next season, Kim? Anything you want to say before we put a nail in this coffin, if you will?
No, I mean, I enjoyed this season. I thought it was cool. I mean, of course, there were certain things I didn't like, but the majority of it I really enjoyed. And the singing really, really, at first, I was like, I hate this. But then it just kind of, I became a fan. I really did. I was like, okay, he can sing now. Like it just kind of hearing it over and over and over again. I was like, okay, Sam, all right, you got it. You got it. Right. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first and second season. So I can't wait to season 4. And I don't know what is taking them so long because this is absolutely the only hit on AMC Plus.
AMC Plus.
It's AMC Plus. If y'all go on there, there is barely anything on there.
Hold up. I think Chris, you gotta go. I saw you waiting.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I gotta go. Yeah, my wife's just hitting me up because it's about to be 8:00 and she's trying to get ready to hit up. So okay, yeah, I'm sorry, Kim. I didn't want to take.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, because I initially raised my hand. I was like, oh, never mind. He got Kim first.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
What you got? What you got, Chris?
I'll just be really super quick. Shit, she's going to be mad at me. Yeah, hopefully next season, in the first episode, we get the concert or whatnot. Show's okay. I'm hoping they kind of get a little bit more people's feedback as far as like what's going on with this season. You know what I mean? But overall, I think they did all right. So yeah, I know I'm rushing it real quick, so I'm not saying everything that's on my mind, but whatever. Till then, guys, I'm sorry. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and please don't hate me because the show I think is still good. Okay.
I'll see y'all. Okay. I'll see y'all next season. It's been fun. Less fun for Gibby tonight. Yeah, don't get divorced over this show. Look, Kim, you were saying. Sorry.
No, I mean, I at the end of the day, I really did enjoy it, and like I said, the singing grew on me. But the love affair between Louis and Lestat is heartwarming. Like I love it. I don't care whether it's a boy or a girl or a girl and a girl, a boy and a boy. Love is love, and it's wonderful, and it's portrayed so gracefully on here by vampires, right? And if it wasn't vampires, there'd probably be all types of things people would be saying about this show. Like, oh my God, we don't want to see this. Blah, blah, blah. But because it's in vampires and it's wrapped in this little bow, everybody loves it. So I can't wait to see what we get for season 4. They need to hurry up and approve it, and we'll have to wait a year, but maybe they'll rush it. That'll be good, like 9 months or something. That'll be really good. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to come back and talk about it again.
I love the music. I know at first it was jarring. We made that very obvious, clear in our first review. But as we go along, the loneliness, that he's saying, I thought that should have been his anthem. I felt like it was a Purple Rain type song of like, I can survive this. What it means to be a vampire. I thought I listened to it almost at least once a week. Butterscotch Bitch is hilarious. I actually like that song. Dancing All by Yourself, the Billy Idol cover. I like that one. And then the one he did for call your name, when I call out your name, the one with Gabriella, he kept on singing Gabriella. I'm 100% sure we're getting a renewal in Comic-Con next week. Oh, they're gonna wait for Comic-Con. All right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that makes sense. It was a great journey. And it was Lestat's journey. So again, it was chaotic as he is. So it's not fair. That's why they renamed it. So we have to understand this is not seasons 1 and 2. Like, this is a different thing, but with the same characters. And I appreciate that the writing staff and the creators keep it intertwined and together. That to watch this, you got to watch season 1 and 2, because Antoinette is going to come back, and the Nine Fingers is going to come back, and Did It Rain is going to come back. Like, it's all connected, you know what I'm saying? And that's how you know it's credible. I loved all the real world references of Taylor Swift and her boyfriend, Drake, Beyonce, like even Making America Great Again. Like, they try their best to make it feel as really happening or really could happen.
Did you see Paul pick up the cell phone?
No.
Yes, Paul picks up the cell phone and is looking at it while he's sitting next to Lestat in a picture behind you. He picks up the cell phone and he's like, what is this?
Oh, really?
It was, yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't know what that is, but he's looking at it like,
you know what? No, I'm sorry. I took it as I'm stopping time. That's what I took. Like, I thought because he's on time. He's dying, right?
Yeah.
So when the boy, it's a woman, said like it's not his time. Like, he can go back. Like, that's how I remember he picked, and I thought it was the woman. What someone was telling him. He got one more round. Let's
yeah.
That's how I took it. But you're right. But like, he looked at the phone. But like, it was awesome. The effort that they put
I thought that was awesome.
Real.
Yeah.
I like, and then again, Paul came back. Like, it's like you'll be amazed like what these characters you kind of bring back. For Louis and Lestat, and I'll say it again. I think most fans are committed to them, and anything else just kind of adds to their story. But in the end, you want these two on camera, and it's will they, won't they, when will they? When will they finally be together and kind of ride off into the night, together? I don't think that people would watch. Armand has an outstanding history, and I'm sure an outstanding story, but to see him without Louis and Lestat, it's not gonna hit. It's not gonna hit. People are gonna be like, where is Akasha? I'm sure she could fill 1, 2, 3 seasons just with her history and how she started the vampire race. But without Louis and Lestat, it's not going to be the same feeling. People are going to be like, "Where's Lestat at least?" And then where's Louis? Like, they are the center of this universe.
Yep.
And so that's a discredit to them. It's going to hold them back from telling truly different stories. Talamasca failed because people said, "Where's Louis and Lestat?" I'm sure, like people were like, "This is not what I signed up for." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mayfair Witches is going strong. I don't know why, but I mean,
wait, Mayfair's coming back?
Yeah. The trailer they dropped it this week. Like it got reviewed. It's still going. I don't know damn why. That's what I said. But I don't know.
It's terrible. It is terrible. Okay.
I don't know. But anyway, guys, thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I hope you enjoyed the season. I hope you enjoyed us reviewing this. As we try to be as honest and fair as possible. Please leave some comments, some likes, and all that kind of stuff. And we hopefully will be back next year with the Vampire Lestat. Not 2 years from now, and hope everybody gets at least Emmy nominations,
Yes.
like Golden Globes. All of these people, from writing to directing to costumes, like this show needs to be recognized.
Cinematography
is beautiful. It's beautiful, and I want to see battles. Like this is supposed to be a serious vampire fight that wipes out Montreal and probably half the world. They need to put the money into that and show us that. Don't do that bullshit off camera. Like, and I feel that's what we're gonna get. I'm gonna be mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you got an opportunity for some good solid fights. So I know Jamani wanted that. But anyway, guys, we'll see you next week with our usual reviews. Have a I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching us in the chat.
I enjoy the view very much. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You're gonna be like, oh shit.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
You want to go there?
Oh shit.
Casey, do your thing.
Fuck that shit.
But anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just gonna end this broadcast and say bye.